Okay, I didn't tell this at the beginning, but I haven't played this game since I recorded Relapse, so it's kind of glad to see Yuri after a little time away. Hi Yuri. I'm back at the literature club. Cracking my neck, I look around the club room. It's empty. Yuri and I are the only people here. I leave the classroom door open, expecting the other members to arrive shortly. Hey Yuri. I sit down on the desk next to her, unpacking my stationery kit as she did with her own. Listen, I know that Monika cancelled the club yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to talk to you. So I just wanted to say that I'm sorry she had to let our little presentations go. Don't worry about it. Monika told me that it wasn't your fault you couldn't come. She said it was something serious. Yeah, it was a bit of an emergency. I decided to play down the situation in case Yuri doesn't know the full story. I don't want to worry her after all. Are you alright? Me? I'm fine, don't worry about me. It was someone else. Someone close. I see. Well, I hope everything works out well for you and your friend. I hope so too, Yuri. A moment passes of complete silence. Yuri sat down in her desk, still reading. Whoops, I hit the mic. The class is still empty aside from us. So, Yuri? Yuri jumps in necessarily, startled by my interrupting the silence. Yes? You haven't seen Monika today, have you? I'm afraid not. She's been in a mood since the festival, unfortunately. Not that I mean to be so rude about it. It did mean a lot to her, after all. I know it did. That was why I wanted to speak to her. Maybe if I explained why Sayori and I were absent, she might forgive me. Well, the both of us. But I promised Sayori I wouldn't say anything to Monika. Has Monika said anything about me since the festival? Not really. I mean, she did complain that the three of you were gone. I was kind of thankful that we got to cancel. Not throwing Monika's plans though, I'd never do such a thing intentionally. I know you wouldn't, Yuri, don't worry. I can tell you're too good of a person to be so mean. Besides, you have no reason to want to sabotage her like that. Right? Yuri falters for a moment, lost for words. Not at all. It's just that I don't even know if I should be telling you this. I don't even know if I should be telling you this. Well, I heard Monika talking about you and Sayori to one of her friends. I wasn't eavesdropping though. What did she say? I heard her mention that the only good reason to cancel on her festival was if somebody died. What? Monika wouldn't say something like that, right? She's a sweetheart. Besides, not only is it egocentric, it's insensitive. Even if she didn't know about Sayori, it felt like it was too close to reality. Wow, that's harsh. I doubt she meant it though. What I mean to say is, she was in no position to say that. I understand she was frustrated about it, but there's never a good reason to say such horrible things about... Yuri's word gets caught in her throat and she retreats to the confines of her book. Ah. This is the point in the anime where I'd be saying, Monika's standing right behind me, isn't she? I turn and see Monika standing in the doorway, giving Yuri an intense glare. She doesn't dare to meet Monika's gaze, instead concentrating on the portrait of Markov. I wish I could do the same. I swallow. She huffs and starts talking. Where's Sayori and Natsuki? She stares at you intently. Monika's presence intimidates me. I don't know, Monika. I haven't seen them. She gives me an acidic stare, her emerald eyes piercing my confident facade. Did Sayori tell her about the hospital? Are you sure? Yeah. Alright then. How come you weren't at the festival, Lopsa? I had a family emergency. At this point, I practically lied to her face to keep Sayori's secret safe until she feels comfortable confiding in Monika. Then again, I know Sayori for so long, she's pretty much a part of my chosen family at this point. She's like a sister to me. So it's more stretching the truth than it is lying to her. Well, that's what I'll tell myself anyway. Right. Monika's not having any of this. Even if she doesn't know what's actually going on, she must have known I'm lying to her. But for Sayori's sake, I have to keep face for her. I can't betray her trust. If she finds out I told someone that private information... Monika's demeanor suddenly changes as she looks at the two of us with a bright smile on her face. Okay, you two. Since we're the only ones here, I've decided that we're going to have to cancel today's meeting. Hopefully there won't be any more emergencies or absences tomorrow. The emphasis on those words worry me due to how aggressively she spoke them. That's all, you can leave now. Yuri looks up from her book giddily and backs up, suddenly dropping the portrait marker and her stationery kit into her bag. She scurries out of the classroom without a word. Monika turns her attention to me, expecting me to pack up. I nod and pick my bag, exiting into the hallway without another word. Walking through the school's dormant hallways, I reach the door to the courtyard but stop, placing my head in my palm. I forgot my own stationery. I'm an idiot. I return to the club room hastily to find a leather pencil case opened. As I swipe into my bag, I realize my pen is missing. A quick glance around and I conclude that I must have lost it earlier. Return to the courtyard, I notice Yuri. She's moving hurriedly, clutching her bag tightly against her chest and wiping her face with her sleeve. Yuri? She doesn't notice me at first, so I jog to catch up to her. Yuri, what's wrong? Oh, hi, it's nothing. Really? Yeah, I'm all alright, really. I don't believe her. My eyes meet Yuri's for a brief moment before she looks away. I can tell something terrible happened something terrible happened in the few minutes we were separated. What could have brought her to this state? I take hold of her shoulder, try and slow her down so she can face me. She jumps but complies as she comes to a halt at the school's entrance. Yuri, whatever is on your mind, you can tell me. I'm your friend after all. It's not much. It was something that Monika said. Monika? What could she have said? Well, if you don't mind my asking, what did she say? I don't really feel comfortable talking about it. If you're okay with that. Monika must have said something really hurtful. It's fine, really, I understand. Well, if you're sure about that, you're always welcome to talk to me, though. I guess it'd be nice if you walked with me. Maybe we can talk on the way. Sayori isn't here and I got some time to kill. Besides, I feel like I can't refuse. Now when she's so emotional. Yeah, okay. I'm sure that would be nice. Following Yuri, I take the opposite turn from my usual walk home. Soon enough, I find myself in a part of our town that I rarely visit. The walk between us is mostly silent. Yuri occasionally sniffles, wiping at her face. What the hell did Monika say to her? I decide to make some light conversation. Something about writing might be nice. She does take comfort in talking about subjects she's passionate about, after all. So Lopsa, do you like writing poems? She must have read my mind. Well, I usually like to listen to music while I write. Even if it's just quiet, playing softly in my background. You know what I mean? Really? Most of the time I just feel like I can only write in silence. It leaves me at one with my mind and lets me express my inner thoughts. Though sometimes I do like listening to a soft piano track. Don't the lyrics alter the way you write? Well, yeah, but I guess that's what I'm looking for. Most of the time anyway. I like for the mood of the music to affect the way I write, really. Unless it's something I'm especially passionate about, then I can write in just about any condition. That actually sounds like an effective technique. I'll be sure to try it out. At this point, Yuri seems to have perked up, her eyes dried. I decide to continue the conversation as I still don't know how much longer it'll take to reach her house. I know Sayori likes to hum a little tune to herself while she writes. I wonder what Natsuki does. Natsuki. I've been trying to contact her since I saw her in the hospital, but she hasn't responded to my messages. She hasn't showed up for school at all this week either. God, what could have happened? Was it really her father? I don't want to believe it, but the pieces fit together. Her absence, her inability to contact anybody, what she said about him, but most of all, the bruises. I bite my lip as I feel my breathing growing heavy and my blood reaching a boiling point. If I find out he laid a finger on her, I'll be honest, I don't respect her or anything. Yours were relay my train of thought. Natsuki's poems are just a little too simple for my liking. I suppose they lack a certain edge. I spaced out. Again. Yeah. Speaking of Natsuki, however, I think we just passed her house then. We... what? Wait, which one? Yuri looks at me a little surprised by my urgency. Regardless, he points out the house to me. It's that house, if I recall correctly. Right, thanks for that. What do you need to know? I don't really want to worry Yuri about Natsuki. Well, I guess I just wanted to... Right. The rest of the journey is made in silence. I worry that Yuri got the wrong impression, but there's not much I can do. Eventually we arrive, signaling her wave goodbye. So you know, Lopsa, you're quite different when no one's around. When it's just the two of us. Yuri falls silent for a moment, lost in thought. Listen, I'd love to stay and talk. I really would, but Oh, it's fine, I get it. You have places to be. Her head darts towards the direction of Natsuki's house for a moment. It's fine, I've got some writing to do anyway. She turns and starts to walk to the door. No, please don't get the wrong idea, Yuri. I'm not really. It's fine. I can take the hint. I'll see you tomorrow. Before I can finish my explanation, she already entered her house. I feel terrible knowing that Yuri probably blames herself for my rejection. But I leave quickly regardless. As I turn the corner and approach Natsuki's house, my attention is directed upwards. On the second floor balcony, a large, heavily built man leans against the railing, smoking a cigarette. Is that her dad? Jesus Christ. He's on the phone and I can't help but overhear his conversation. The man mutters something about having business to attend to, but promises to be whenever the caller wants within the hour. My stomach sinks. Business? If he means what I think he does. Backtracking Yuri's route, I make my way back to school, then to my house from there. Fumbling with my keys, I unlock the door. I enter my bedroom, I hurriedly get changed out of my uniform and into some dark clothing.